It's clear that coronavirus COVID-19 continues and will continue to spread across the world.
The number of cases in New York is doubling every 3 days. The curve isn't flattening. In fact, it's heightening. The virus is hitting New York like a bullet train.
Some countries are taking radical action by closing borders and imposing mandatory quarantines on anyone arriving from overseas.
Emmanuel Macron has announced that France and most European Union partners will close their borders to non-European countries for 30 days from tomorrow.
There was an important moment for the EU today. The leaders of its 27 members held a video summit and they have agreed a coronavirus emergency fund.
No one knows how long this is going to go on. No one knows what the impact will be on the longer term.
Over 20 million people lost their jobs in April. That's more than 10 times the previous record set in 1945 after the Second World War ended.
Ons land wordt geconfronteerd met een ongekende gezondheidscrisis op wereldschaal.
To the latest on Brazil emerging as the new epicenter of the pandemic. Cases there surging, and the daily death toll is now surpassing that of the U.S.
When we see this kind of profound shutting down of the transportation sector, so much of industry and the broader economy, that does indicate that a lot of critical pollutants are dropping.
Let's begin with the airports and airlines. Devastated, as you know. This airport is empty. The parking lot is empty.
Italy has overtaken China to have the world's highest reported death toll from the coronavirus.
The U.S. Olympic Committee has joined the ranks of nations now calling on the Tokyo Games to be postponed.
We will bring you up to date on the coronavirus pandemic, which is, I'm sad to say, accelerating at dramatic speed.
If we remove or scale back the social distancing requirements, the results could be disastrous.
During this time when there's so much focus on our physical health, it's important not to forget about our mental health. With all the changes happening as we overcome this pandemic, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, anxious, and stressed.
The United Nations is warning of a mental health crisis brought on by the coronavirus. It says governments need to take immediate action. Millions of people are suffering from psychological repercussions, especially those closest to the pandemic.
So what coronavirus does to the body is quite well known by now, and more research is underway. But what does it do to our soul? The isolation, worries about loved ones who are at risk. What can we do to not be overwhelmed?
This is invisible. I can't show you an X-ray of depression. I can't show you an X-ray of anxiety. But the fact of the matter is, the longer this lockdown goes on, the more vulnerable people get. And it's like there's a tipping point. There's a point at which people start having enough problems in lockdown that it will actually create more destruction and actually more death across time than the actual virus will itself.